Hey guys, this is gonna bother me the whole video. Kate Farms, you know, big fan. Seriously though, I do like it. I actually drink these to gain weight. And so I like them so much that I ended up applying for their affiliate program. Terms can change, so maybe they kicked me out. But if I'm still in it, you better believe I'm gonna give you guys a code or something. But yeah, I always think it's so funny because so many people are sponsored by energy drinks. G Fuel and Prime, you know? And so I always wanted to be one of those girlies where like I was a gamer girl and I was super cool. And then like in the middle, I'd be like, guys, this video is sponsored by Kate Farms, feeding tube friendly. We're gonna chat because I've actually learned a lot. This is what I wore to work. Well, I mean, like not so much the sweats, but like the top half. This is what I look like. I'm filming this on a Thursday where I work a half day, except for sometimes it doesn't feel like a half day because I get out at like 4:15 p.m. In my last video, I gave you guys a recap and it was quite the recap. It was about a lot of things, but including that I did get a new part-time job. I don't know what got into me because I actually was the one to research and apply to this job. And that surprised me because if you actually know me and like you've kept up with me, I am always here in my house. I love my house and I love my cats. I don't know what got into me. I just felt like, you know what? This is a job I can and want to do and I think I'd be really good at. So yeah, here I am. I got a job, okay? Yes, I did it. But this is more of a story time of me starting my new job because something was off about it. I have arrived at my first day of training and it's the second time I've been in this location, so I made sure to come here early. So I don't know if this is the best spot, but this is one of the spots. It's just really shaky. It's like off the side of a highway. Like I'm looking, I see like 4 different highways merge over there, a billboard, just this street that's just covered in trash and construction. There are these huge gas trucks, 3 tractors. That one just looks abandoned. Like, anyway, the building in itself is nice. It's really cold. So I did bring a sweater and I brought, you know, my laptop, certain things that you do on your first day of employment, my planner, my fanny pack. I know it looks so ugly right now. I need to wash it. It's kind of looking a little gray. My glasses, my sweater. I even have boots to change into because this right here will be a cute look. The boots I'm wearing are a little bit aged, but I like driving in them, so I'll do the switcheroo. I got my water, but don't worry, once I'm in there, I know to use their water. My job's industry kind of has a traditional structure to it. A structure that doesn't really include my boss. My boss might be the owner, but he himself, he's in a few different locations. So a lot of the story is actually not about my boss because my boss doesn't micromanage and he physically can't, you know. I can text him, I can call him. I don't need him there all the time. Instead, you have 2 people at one location. You have a manager and then you have the minion. Okay, that's me. I'm the underling. My manager wanted somebody full-time. And I get it. Like that's kind of how the world works. You know, she's full-time. It operates full-time. So yeah, she wanted me to be full-time. That's what most people are and have to be, is full-time. The training was honestly like a little like disastrous. And my boss knows, like my boss is like kind of still operating a small business. So it's really hard when everybody does everything, but there's not always time to make a training manual. So you're kind of like having to absorb the information and then figure out like, do I write this down? Do I type it out? Will I remember it? Like it's just a lot of information. I was also a little bit confused that whenever I stepped into training, my manager was there too. So like my manager was getting trained at the same time I was getting trained and she had been there for months. I was like, this is just a little weird, but okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's a little funny actually, but I was like, okay, like we're all getting trained. Like who's actually up at the front, but okay, that's fine. And it was great. Like there's a lot of girls on the team, so I was like, oh, girl time. But like I would say girl time didn't happen right away because I had a hard time figuring out my manager. I don't know, like I felt like we just weren't really connecting. Like something was off, but I couldn't put my finger on it. She was 1 foot in, 1 foot out. So I felt like that disconnect just was because of that. I wanna say like it was my 3rd, maybe 4th time being there that I felt like me and my manager finally had a breakthrough. Like there was no particular moment, but I felt like her guard was down and we were just effortlessly talking like we were colleagues. Basically, she was just swamped. And it was starting to get to her because it's the kind of work where you can't ignore it, and if you do, it piles up. So at this point, things were just piling up and she was losing control of the situation. She had it in her head that the only way to fix her problems was to have full-time help. And yeah, maybe it's possible, but we don't know until we try. Now we're bonding, we're getting together, and I saw a little hope in her eyes. I felt because we got along so well with our breakthrough moment that things were gonna look so good. And then she quit. Now, of course, I will say quitting was not that easy, okay? Because my boss, he doesn't want anybody to feel like they need to quit. He swoops in, he spends the entire day over at our location. And honestly, my manager did not expect that. I think it made her happy, and I'm happy it made her happy because honestly, she was hired as a manager for a reason. So this was oh, okay, now things are good now, right? Everybody's happy, everybody's staying in their job. Me over here, I'm not fully trained yet. I need you, dear God, please, nobody leave. Then the incident happened. Kind of sort of already told you what happened in my last video, but I'll give you a little bit more details. There was a man that worked in our building that I don't know, or I don't work alongside with, but he came to work with a gun and he killed himself in front of my manager. It was horrible. I wasn't even there, but the tension that you feel in the air, the pain I felt with her just retelling the story had me crying. I felt like I was experiencing it all secondhand. I cannot imagine being so terrified and traumatized and just, I can't even explain it. Just to have that happen right in front of me. It's nightmare inducing. My manager, she was already on the fence, so now she just saw that as a sign that she needed to leave. And yeah, so she did. She left. I haven't seen her since. We texted a little bit, but that was it. So yeah, then instantly I kind of became full-time for a bit. I got the full manager experience while not even being trained as a minion. And that was hard. People were nice. The customers were so sweet about it, but it was really hard. They'd ask me a question. I'd have no idea how to help them. And sometimes I knew how, but I physically didn't have access. I don't want to make it seem like I had it worse than my manager. Well, no. If I was her, I would need to get out of there. I don't know if I would quit. I don't know what I would do. It's hard to know, but you for sure need time away. My last text message I sent her, she never responded. So yeah, I wasn't hurt by it. Now, I'm gonna shift a little bit, but a little later on, I found out some gossip that apparently, when I was first hired on, she did not have nice things to say about. And I was wondering why my interview was just kind of so, cold, and I felt like it was because the location itself was physically cold. I was shivering during my interview. But apparently I was supposed to feel the coldness. She was wanting to make me not want the job. Apparently she told someone she was purposely rude, but I don't think that. I think it's not like she really wants to be rude to me. She wanted me to be so turned off with the job that I wasn't going to take it. And then she was gonna come back around with her boss and be like, okay, now give me a full-time person. And then in the beginning, when I was actually starting the job, here I come in, I'm all happy, I have all these ideas, but I think a lot of the ideas can and could work because I've been previously trained in the industry. So I kind of know that sometimes a little bit of effort makes things a lot better in the long run. So I was just thinking of all these ideas to help out the customer, and all she was seeing was more stuff getting stacked on her plate. So she was then complaining about me she's changing things. She's messing with my work. I'm laughing because honestly, I'm not upset about it. These types of preconceived notions or these judgments or these unique workplace dynamics is just life. And it's people are people. We're very different, and it's no reflection on me or her. And I think by the end, she did like me. I don't know, I liked her. And we had told each other on our last day of seeing each other, we would be each other's recommendations. And I stand by that. If anybody gives me a call and they're asking about her, I'm gonna be oh, she is so fun. And I think she'd do the same for me still, even though I'm still at the job. And I know that might somewhat upset her. Maybe, I don't know, kind of just is what it is. Today's been all about Patreon. It's a gloomy Saturday. It's the day before the big game. I'm talking about the Super Bowl. Apparently there's a weird copyright issue when you talk about the Super Bowl. If you don't know, on my Patreon, I just do a little bit of everything. Some of the tiers are more niche, but I also do like workout and stretching because there's some people who just want to watch that. And I'm okay with it because it's something that I actually need to do to be healthy. I love combining my personal life goals with making money, but at the same time, I really try to still do good content all throughout. I'm just chilling here, you know, like I am comfortable on my workout mat. Look, I got my little booty shorties, you know, that are supposed to like wedge up there. Everything else is wedged. This week has just been like a whirlwind. You know, I had training for my new part-time job. I don't know, like what am I at? Like I've done 2 days of training, so I don't have much to talk about or report on. I did join a TikTok agency. How that all came to be is a little crazy to me because I've always been hesitant with agencies, but I definitely feel good that I've made the right move for me. This never would have been something I considered except for the fact that I took a leap with Pokecha. I did great on the app. I mean, like not amazing. Like I didn't win the competition, but that's okay. I still did really good. I attracted like what? Like I think I have 200 followers already. And these people have lasted a long time in my stream, like hours and hours. Like I'm pretty impressed with myself, I'm not gonna lie. So I felt like in order to retain my Pokecha followers, I definitely needed to start live streaming somewhere sooner rather than later, or else like too many of them are gonna fall off. My boyfriend is going to arrive. We're gonna go get sushi. It's been a while since we've actually splurged and gone out. It is Monday. So I don't know if this is considered a training because I'm not trained yet. So my mom got a papaya and I realized she already ate half of this. She said she didn't like it and threw half of it away. So I don't know. No, I do know. I feel like she told me she thought it was gonna taste like mango. Yeah, papaya doesn't taste like mango. And if you eat papaya, you have to do lemon. Like that's the only way. Even if you go to Hawaii, that has the bestest, freshest fruit, they're gonna serve you papaya with a lemon, no matter what. Like that's how it is. And then fun fact is actually like you can eat the seeds of papaya. I think they're actually pretty healthy for you with antioxidants, like all fruit components are. But if you eat the seeds, it's gonna taste like pepper. Literally, like it's like a seasoned type of seed. It's crazy. It's so different than the actual papaya. Luckily for me, I have a lemon. We're gonna eat and talk, especially because I feel like this vlog has become diary entries where every time I pull into the parking lot at work, I then turn on the camera and then that's it. Like just these like little updates before I go in. And I don't mind the ritual I have with you. I like the lighting. You can see my hair and makeup. And of course I wanna show that off to you guys, but it's a lot of the same thing. You know what, I'm gonna try this actually before the lemon. Yep, this is good papaya. It's just gonna be so much better with lemon. But I honestly do like papaya in itself. Like I'm content. This is amazing. My mom is crazy, but you know, she was craving the mango. The hardest thing about like being a content creator and then having an outside job is that you feel like you can't really film yourself doing the outside job. To state the obvious, internet safety. I don't want to give too many clues. I don't want to tell you where I work. But at the same time, like, I want to tell you everything. God, I'm not even using the lemon. this is so good. But as I edit the footage here, because this kind of takes you on a journey of like how I started and how things are going. It's definitely over the course of a couple months that I am showing you this. What are we like halfway? No, a little past halfway of March. I will tell you things have gotten a lot easier. My job is a lot of focus on customer relationships. And so now that I've gotten to know the customers, as in like these repeat customers, some of them I interact with daily, I will tell you, I love them. They are so nice. And honestly, the most important thing about a job is your day-to-day because that is now your life. That's your mental health. And so to have that day-to-day just makes me love the job even more. Oh yeah, look at this mega bite. Good morning. It's Monday. And there's not really a set schedule for Monday, but this time around I do, oh, I think that's my Sam's Club order. Part-time job life, guys. Okay, let me make sure I get this up. It's raining. I'm making sure I'm going out with them to make it easier. Got a glimpse of the order. It all looks right. Last time it wasn't, which is fine, but that, like, the whole business website of it all, I'm not a big fan, but that's okay. She was sweet. I'm glad I got to help her because it is raining out. I'm like the only one doing a pickup order. Today could be a potentially hard day. 9 p.m. at night. Hair efficiently pulled back. Black t-shirt. You know what time it is. It is crawfish time. I get so much sauce, I can't tell if it's pre-frozen or where it came from. This time I had a coupon, so I had to spend a couple more dollars, so I decided to get boiled eggs. I see now though that those are included in the crawfish thing. I thought it would be like a separate thing I could eat later, but I guess I'm eating crawfish and eggs.